Okie dokie. I don't feel very well, so I'm not going to be streaming for very long. Yesterday I considered very long, despite it only being an hour and a half. I'm going to try and get through an hour. No promises, though. I'm just going to continue trying. Because I can. See, we were doing line art. This one. And this one. This one. No. This one? Yes. On the right layer. So you can get into it. I actually have something to talk about today. It's gonna be a while, so if anyone's watching the playback of the live later on, there'll be something to listen to. Because I got my audio on. Cool. Everything's going great so far. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna wait a little bit before I go into what happened yesterday because if you guys were looking at my community post, you would have seen that I posted a thing saying my day was crazy, and I mean it was crazy. So I'll get into that in a little bit, probably in like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. I don't wanna get rid of all my potential story stuff now. I have an undo button, but I'm not using it. Now I'm using it. I don't usually actually use hotkeys. The last stream was like the first time I used hotkeys, and my goodness, why haven't I been using them before? It's crazy. It's crazy. Thinking. I really want to do the lines on these, or do I like how they look now? Because like I could. It doesn't look terrible. It's very my style, which not the whole point. Oh, is it not gonna let me undo those? Wait, it's just being slow. Ooh. I don't like how slow that's being. Give it a minute, maybe? Oh. It's just confused, maybe? I don't know what it's doing. There he goes. There we go. So how about I just focus on her face, and then we go into, that's the wrong one, and then we go and try and figure out what to do with the hair. Yeah, I'm not liking that button. Why doesn't that one work? Neither of those ones work. That is wild to me. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be a pain in my butt. Let me tell you something. Because it's either gonna go too far. Come on. There we go. Oh, why is it being funky? Let me see if I can fix that real quick. It was working fine yesterday, so I don't know what it's doing. Oh, maybe I need to, maybe this will help. Yes. Good. Screen calibration? Maybe I need to recalibrate? No, I shouldn't need to recalibrate. Funky, funky. Whew. Okay, I think it should be good now. it's way better now. Okay. Oh, what is it doing? Why is it going into mouse mode? That's wild to me. Okay. I like that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm thinking it's looking okay now. Yeah, I think I'll do line art on the hair, but I'll make it like less how I usually do line art for hair. Normally, I do line art before coloring, so it's a little different than the usual procedure here. Okay. Okay, so now I think I'll get into my crazy happenings that happened yesterday. since it's been about 12 minutes since I started streaming, and then probably about 10 minutes since I like actually sat down and started drawing. So basically yesterday was pretty hectic. So I was having like one of those hard days, like I was having a lot of like meltdowns. It was pretty bad. But when I came home, apparently we have a cherry tree in front of my house. And I was like, what? No. And then I saw we had a single cherry. And I was like, I hadn't seen any blossoms on this tree. Where did this cherry come from? So I decided, I'm going to go pick it. Okay, well, the cherry tree does have more cherries on it. They are just so high up. I did not notice that there were cherries. They're really high up. Like, you would need, like, one of those things that they use to cut limbs off of trees that are hanging over like power lines and stuff. They're that high up. So anyways, this is where it starts to get crazy. I go to pick this itty bitty little cherry. Okay, it's so small. Let me tell you, it is tiny. Did not taste good, by the way. It was so small. It was just like a bitter. It was basically just a pick because they were so tiny. Do not recommend those cherries. But I had picked a cherry. I had to climb up on, so my yard is kind of full of like old pallets and stuff, and like there's this really old like spinning chair that's like decrepit and stuff, so I had to climb a little bit to get to the cherry. So I was climbing up, and then I got the cherry, then I started to climb down, and on my way down I heard a noise. And I looked down and I see a tabby cat, and I was like, oh no. I freaked out because at first I was like, what the heck was that? And then I saw it was a tabby cat, and then I was like, oh no, is that my cat? Because I have a tabby cat. And then I was like, no, wait, this cat is too small, and it's more of like a dusty brown, and my cat is, his markings are really bold and it's like dark. He's a brown tabby with like really dark black markings, like. It wasn't him. And plus this cat was tiny, itty bitty baby. Anyways, he was super friendly, which is where the day starts getting really crazy. He basically jumped into my arms, and he was like all up on me while I was trying to climb down, and I didn't want to scare him off because I wanted to see if he had like, I don't know, anything on him that would tell me if he belonged to somebody or something, because he's super friendly just off the bat. But I got stuck on a bramble bush. This is how I know he's a super friendly cat. It didn't scare him, and he let me just pick him up. And I was stuck, so it was kind of hard to get him out of there, but he wasn't fighting me at all, which was odd, because like there are strays near where I live, right? There's like a tiny little cat colony. And so he obviously wasn't one of their kittens, because they're not socialized, so their kittens wouldn't be socialized, and I've never seen this little sucker around. So I picked him up, and he's purring. He's purring so loud, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. And we had just gotten back from a grocery shopping trip, because I was having a meltdown, and I like to ride in the car when I'm having a meltdown. So we're just like, we're gonna go grocery shopping, pick up a few things. I get to ride in the car to calm down, kind of thing. Anyway, so my partner was getting out of the car, and he was supposed to get the baby out, because I have a baby, little Bean. And he was like, why are you freaking out over there? And I was like, there is a cat over here, a little baby one, and let me pick it up. And he was like, no, where's the other ones? And I was like, I don't know, I don't think this one's a wild cat anyways. Look how friendly it is. It's just letting me hold it, right? And so we ended up getting a cat carrier out and putting him in it. He's freaking out, and he's in the bathroom right now. I'll get to that. But we ended up picking him up, putting him in a cat carrier, and so he didn't like run off in case, you know. And we put him in there, and we looked around to see if there were any other like evidence of any other cats that were wandering around. Because like, I don't know, if there's one little kitten like that, then there should be more. Bean is beating up the wall. She's supposed to be asleep. So we put him in the cat carrier and we were looking around to see if there were any more cats. There were none. So then we tried walking around with the cat to see if maybe that would make the other cats come out. That didn't work. So then we put the cat back in the carrier, and he was mostly upset about being in the carrier. He would meow. So I thought maybe that would, like, if he had a mama, he would have lured the mama out. Because I wanted to know what was going on with this baby. There was no mama anywhere, and it came up to me. So obviously it's not like a stray, like not feral. So we decided we were going to take it to the vet to see if he had a microchip. He does not have a microchip, and I didn't want to leave him out overnight because we have coyotes and stuff, and I was really scared that he was gonna get like nommed on because he's so friendly. And I've had cats in the past that they were so friendly, and I was a little kid, so I couldn't control whether they were indoor or outdoor cats. But they got hurt like that. They go missing, and you know, when you live in the woods and stuff, that's just what happens. But I didn't want that to happen to this little baby, so brought him in after we got him some stuff at the store. But we brought him into the house, and I have a cat already, so I'm trying to keep them like separated, kind of, not in a way that they can't sniff each other, but in a way where they're not like just wandering. So my cat doesn't feel like he's being replaced or whatever. But we're waiting and seeing if maybe people post on like Facebook that they're missing a pet. We looked before we took the cat to get a microchip scanned. He didn't have one, so there's that. He is like really small. I'd say he's either 10 weeks or a little bit over 10 weeks. So he's at an age where he would have been adopted if he was adopted. So there's that. I got a message. One second. Cut. Yes. Where was I? Oh, we took him to get scanned. He didn't have a microchip. So I brought him in the house, and he's staying with us right now. I'll tell you right now, Bean Bean loves the little guy. They play. My cat is a grumpy jerk, so he doesn't really play. He only really plays when everyone's asleep. He gets the zoomies and runs around like crazy. But they're not really, he's not like trying to instigate anything, but they're not really getting along yet. I mean, we just brought him into the house yesterday. No, it's like my crazy day. Yesterday was, I had a rough day, then I found a cat. Right before we were getting ready to leave to go to the vet to do the microchip. This is the really crazy part. So sometimes I drink Mountain Dews, and one thing I like about Mountain Dews is usually, even when they get shooken up, they don't have as big of like a splash. Like they're pretty calm when you open them. So I went to open this sucker, right? Because I was like, I need a drink. I'm thirsty as all heck. I have not drank. I barely ate anything yet today because we had brought food home for lunch when we went to town, right? And that's when I found the kitten, and I've been stuck trying to, another message. I was just trying to figure out what to do about this cat before I got to actually eat or drink anything. So I was like, thirsty, and I opened it, and it freaking exploded all over me. So I had to go back inside, and then I ended up locking us out of the house. We were able to get back in though, no problem. It was just a little bit of stress for me. And yeah, just a little bit of stress for me. But I'm trying to remember. We went, and there was no microchip, of course, so then we went to town. The little guy, we did not leave him in the car. I tell you, we did not. And we got him some supplies, brought him home. Now we're just kind of waiting to see if anything gets posted or anyone comes by looking for a cat. And He's so cute. If no one comes for him, we'll probably just keep him. We're also keeping an eye out for any more cats just in case there were more. Because, I mean, I can't, in good conscience, leave them out there like that. Like in the woods. That's not a safe place for them. If they're going to be that friendly, especially. That's danger, danger for baby beans. Baby kitty beans. Anyways, my cat's really mad about it. My cat I had before. He's pretty upset about it. I think what upsets him the most is I won't let him outside. He was an outdoor cat before, and then when I brought him here, I decided he's no longer going to be an outdoor cat. And he's not that happy about it. He tries to sneak out every now and then, but he's kind of slow because he's not chunky, but he kind of walks funky. He's got wonky legs or something. But he's just kind of mad at me about the whole thing. But I'm sure he'll get over it. I think the hair is coming out okay. Yeah. Yeah. Check on stream health and then we can get back into it. Ooh. 2 likes. That's great. That's dandy. So yeah, that was my crazy day yesterday. And then I got sick. I think I was already sick. I'm feeling sick. And I edited part of, tomorrow I'm trying and post a Meadow Clan video. I was gonna post an animation time-lapse yesterday. And because of what happened, I just was not able to, just didn't have time to start editing. Because of editing other stuff, I didn't have time to do that. They're usually really easy, so I usually do them the day of, because they're so easy to do. But I just didn't have time that day, so I didn't get to post it, unfortunately. I'm gonna do this side. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, there's gonna be a Meadow Clan video hopefully tomorrow. I just have to finish editing because I drew the sprites already. I got delayed doing that because of the cat thing. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but didn't get to it. But I did do it today. So all I have to do is add those into the video because I did the hard part of the editing already yesterday. So I had to get it done. And to add the images, I also have to do a new animation, which those are not that hard for me to do. I can do them within a couple hours. And I will do that after I'm done streaming, since I will only be streaming until like 10. I imagine I will have time to do that. Plus, just do some other stuff, like, I don't know, maybe I'll take a shower or something. I don't know. But it will be up tomorrow. It might not have a thumbnail, but it will be up tomorrow. It might not have a thumbnail till like a little bit after it's uploaded. I usually do thumbnails last, just because I forget about what the video is about, and then I'm like, well, what's relevant to the thumbnail? I'm not even sure what I'm going to title it yet. And I don't want to like give away what's going to happen, just in case anyone watching this doesn't want to be spoiled. I don't want to spoil anything, so you will not get to hear about what possibly the title could be. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. that's all of it. Oh yeah. My goodness, I love it. The hair is definitely more sketchy, but I like that. Still looks curly. That's what I wanted to go for. I feel like this makes it look like you can tell kind of where the curls are supposed to be as to what it was before, where it's kind of like implied. We can, yeah, see, earlier implied, defined. And I kind of like that it's not like perfect, but like still pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Now to sign it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I'm glad I finished it. I guess we could add some little highlights. That could be fun. Let's do that. So a white, like an off-white, maybe up here. Okay, so in the eye, the eyes, and the lips. Okay, and this part of the nose here. That looks good. No. There we go. Maybe right there. Okay, and then this really. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back to my streams. So you found motivation and a solution. So that's good. That's good. I'm just continuing the drawing. I finished all the line art, and now I'm just adding like highlights because I don't know what else to do. And I don't really want to start a new one because I'm only going to be streaming for like, I don't know, 30 more minutes max. Maybe less depending on stuff. Oh, thanks, and oh man, the name thing. I've never changed my YouTube name, so I did not know that. That makes sense though. I knew it was probably on like a schedule where you can only change it so many times, but I don't think I've ever changed it. I think I changed it once because when I first set it up, my username was in 2 parts as like a real name, but it was always supposed to be my username, so I changed it once to look more like a username and not like a regular name. Oh, I didn't have to set it as anything, I don't think. But yeah, it was originally you could only have, like when you first started it, you could only do it as like a first and a last name. But then once you went in and like had videos up, you were able to change it to like a regular kind of YouTube username. It was weird. That was like 5 years ago. I have an old YouTube channel that I didn't quite understand. I was only like 13 when I made it, but I didn't quite understand what they were asking me for the name, because it was like, put your first and your last name in for your YouTube channel, which, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put in my YouTube name. So it's just my YouTube name twice. which is funny. I have no access to that account, which kind of sucks because I would like to have access to that account, but I don't. Yeah. And so right now I have 2 channels, and then 1 channel that I don't have access to, but it still exists. I don't know what's going to happen with it now that Gmail is going through and deleting inactive emails, since I haven't used it since like 2014. And none of my devices that I have still have that account on it, because the device I was using, like, the battery died and I don't think I kept it. So that's what I heard. So like it wouldn't impact you if you use your emails, but I know a lot of people who just make random emails to get free trials and like make new like Netflix accounts and stuff are pretty mad about it, because once they delete it, all your accounts will be terminated that are on it or something. They're doing it for space, I think is what I heard, so that more emails can be made because there's so many inactive emails. I don't know when they're gonna do it, or if they did it, or whatever that, but I did hear about it. And I don't even know what email I use is my problem, because I found an email that's mine that's not the right email. It's a different email, but it's also mine from the same time period. I think it's actually older than the email I used for that YouTube account, which is funny. But I don't know. Maybe it got deleted. There's no way for me. I don't think there's a way for me to like get back into that channel though, which is a bummer. Yeah, like that. Whew. Now what? Let's see. Just gonna hide my stream for a second. Because I don't want to show my files. Just want to see what I have going on. Because I don't use my computer for art very often. All the art in here is so stinking old. Oh, my comics. Dang. Dang. Nothing there. It's random. Nah. Business. Business. Those are stickers. Animation. Absolutely wacky. Hello. I am looking through my files. That's why the screen should say oof and not be art. I mean, I guess you could consider that art if you wanted to. Oh, I forgot about that. Hold up. I'm gonna show you guys something. Okay. You see this? I drew this for a Pokemon contest and I didn't win, so the world hasn't gotten to see it. I'm showing you now. Because I didn't want to like post it on my social medias and then get like disqualified or something. But since I didn't win, I can. Look at this little sucker. He's so cute. I think this is one of my favorite drawings, finished drawings. Despite the fact I didn't even want to draw it. I got pressured into it. They were like, you could win a good prize. You should totally do it. You should totally do it. And I was like, I probably won't win a good prize. But it turned out really good. I put a lot of effort into it. Like, I put a real effort into it despite not wanting to do it. I don't really draw Pokemon because they're not really into my, like, they're not my style, per se. They don't, like, fit in my natural style. Like, I'd have to, like, go out of my way to learn how to do it. So, yeah, I'm just showing you guys because it's cute. I like how I did the shading. I don't do that anymore. Okay, I'm putting it away now. We're going to open something. I don't know what. Let's do a new one. What should we do? Let's see. My art style? I mean, I'm an art channel, so I mean, you could go look at my videos if you want to. I have my other social medias that I post to. I can't really describe it other than it's like my art style, I guess, kind of cartoony. I mostly draw cats and people. Animation or regular? Let's just open a regular. Put the oof away. I drew this last stream and then finished it up just now. Got 20 minutes left on my streaming. I mean, I guess I could open up one of my things and maybe show you guys. I just I cannot see chat at the moment. Let me see if I can move this to the side. Okay, I can see chat now. I guess Instagram. Not now. Oh look, I'm already signed in. Ooh, cannot look at that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's necessarily like unique. I mean, it's definitely mine, but it's definitely got a lot of elements of people I look up to, I'd say. My Instagram's kind of a mixed bag right now, but I don't think there's anything personal, so if I pull this over, I don't think. Oh, my pronouns are primarily they, them, but I mean, I don't mind anything else. My Instagram. Let's see. Can you see it? Good. My Instagram says they, she, just because it's my family. Some of my family follows it. I keep losing the cursor. Okay, yeah. My Instagram's kind of a mixed bag. I got cats, I got characters. I do like, this is making me mad. There we go. Do kind of anthro guys, anthro kind of characters. I do mostly women and feminine, but yeah, I draw cats and stuff too. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. We got like character sketches, and then we got tiny cats, and then thumbnails. So many thumbnails on here. See, that's my art style. It looks a bit different. I have not posted on here in a while. This is one of the more recent ones. I post more frequently on TikTok. But I don't really want to pull that up. Close that. I just don't want to do that. So yeah, that's my style, I guess. Kind of cutesy. Try to have more like realistic, not like super realistic, but more realistic proportions on my human characters. Instead of like chibi, but I do have like chibi bodied characters. It's like canon, they're like side by side. You got like the animal people are chibi, and then the humans are not. Just because I like to do what I like to do, and that's what I'm gonna do. Why is it doing this to me? I want that. That color is not visible. Clear. Okay, let's see what I'm gonna draw. What could be fun? We could draw some of my Deep Wood characters. That's my comic that is currently going through a reboot. It's discontinued right before the season 1 finale. I ended up having to take a hiatus and forgot what I was doing. That's why I decided to go with the reboot. Because I wanted to fix it anyways. My plan is it's only going to be 2 seasons, but I don't know yet. Let's see who to draw. Let's draw Dormier. Dormier got a redesign, so I actually need to open up this and open it up on here. Real quick. There she is. Okay. not really. I took some German, but other languages are really difficult for me. I think it's the way they teach them that makes it difficult for me. I don't think that the languages themselves are in theory difficult to learn. I just think the way they were trying to teach me made them difficult to learn. So no, I don't know any other languages other than English, other than like a couple words and stuff in German. Not enough to say that I know German. If that makes any sense. That's cool, you're learning Chinese. That's super cool. And Japanese. Yeah, well my teacher, she's actually German. Like, that's her first language was German. So, it's not like she didn't know what she was doing. I think maybe the like lesson plans were just bad, or like the ones that they have in like the textbooks and stuff, where I just need to learn differently, which, and I mean, what she was doing worked for some people, it just didn't work for me. I don't know, maybe I'll learn at some point, but I got other stuff going on. I don't really have time to learn now. Yeah, a lot of memorizing stuff. I think that's the hard part for me. I can't even remember how to spell in English, so memorizing another language would just add to that difficulty. I don't like it. Boom, it never existed. Well, English has roots in, has similar roots to a lot of the European languages, so there are a lot of things that are like the same. It's just, I think the hardest part for me was probably grammar, and then also the different way of spelling, not necessarily the words themselves. It's grammar and then the spelling. I couldn't spell in English, so I don't know how they expected me to be able to spell in German. Spelling tests are scared of me. I butcher them so badly, they cry. try again, just not right now. It's just not, don't have a lot of time to do stuff like that. But like, I want to learn German. I purposely picked German over the other options we had. It wasn't like oh, you need to take this one. It was, you need to take a class. You get to pick which one. I wanted to learn it. I tried really hard. I haven't signed up to do year 3, but I'm kind of glad they didn't give it to me because I was scared. I almost failed year 2 and I struggled year 1. So I was like, oh no. And then they didn't give it to me. I was like, thank goodness. I don't want my senior year to be full of classes that I can't do, especially since I was having to do them all like remote because of COVID. I imagine that would have been extra difficult not having the teacher there to explain it. Now it's starting to look like Dormier. First it was like, who is this person? Now that I'm adding the hair, definitely looks like her. Yeah. Well, that's cool that you got something that you like to do and that you want to keep a hobby. I personally have stuff I like to do and I can't really keep them a hobby because I feel bad that I don't have like income. And so I'm like, I need to figure out a way to turn this into a business opportunity, which is not healthy. But if I'm doing anything for fun, I feel weird about it because it's like it's part of the reason why I don't do video games. I love video games, but every time I sit down to do a video game to relax, my brain goes, you could be doing something productive. You could be trying to grow your YouTube channel or get commissions. You could be advertising your art. You could be doing this or this or this, and I'm just, so I don't, it makes it so hard to find things that are enjoyable outside of doing like art. Luckily, I still like doing art despite putting a bunch of expectations for myself on it. But it's what it is. It's what it is, and I'm trying to like get out of that. But at the same time, I'm like, I need to make cash. Let's see. Her eye. This one needs to be a little lower. Well, I meant like you're trying to keep something a hobby. I literally can't. Anytime I try to do something for me, I'm like, I need to do this into this. I can't do it on my own time, ever. Like, I picked up crocheting and now I'm making tiny hats to sell for Littlest Pet Shops. I like collecting short hair Littlest Pet Shops, but now it's like I need to customize them so that I can make a web series and make money off of some customs. I actually sold one within a week of posting it, which was pretty cool. It was on my Instagram, the little cat. I painted that. I designed it and painted it. I also sculpted on it. I'm so happy with how she came out, and she sold for $40, and I was like, oh my gosh, because it was my first one I ever sold, and I was like, she sold so quickly, and for not like 10 bucks. That's amazing. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do more. I just don't have money to get a new base. I bought a base. Oh, I can see what's wrong with her eyes now. I can see now. I don't like them. I was like, why don't I like her eyes? I can see it now. Just took me a second. One of the benefits of having the stream is I can see on a different screen what I don't like about it. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, I'm hoping to sell these tiny hats that I'm making. I'm not posting about them on this YouTube channel. I'm posting about them on my Littlest Pet Shop channel because I have one of those. But I don't really post on there. I actually didn't post on it for freaking years because life. And I didn't know what to post. I lost my mascot. That's not great. I lost her right after making her. I was like, I made this custom mascot. It's perfect. And then I lost her and I was like, darn. So I have to make a new one, which I'll probably make content on that for that channel because I need content over there. But it's gonna be dandy. It's gonna be dandy. I'm gonna finish up this sketch and then we can end the stream. It's gonna take a while for me to do that though, so we'll have a little bit extra time. So yeah, I'm trying to sell these tiny hats. They're so tiny. I'm using a size 1 crochet hook, which is the smallest I can buy in the store. I kind of want a 0.5. Littlest Pet Shop OPS. Yeah. I love them. They're so cute. Specifically the bobblehead Gen 2, which is why I'm so excited for next year. Because they're re-releasing them in like a nostalgia brand kind of thing. But they're going to be sold for the original 2002 price. Which I'm really excited about. Because I don't have a lot of money. So they're going to be like $4. That's including tax. They're going to be like $4 a pop. Which is amazing. Because like nowadays, if you want to get a toy like that, it's like $10. It kind of is. I knit too, but I've never been successful at knitting that small. So crocheting is like knitting, but like with one needle, and it's not a needle, it's a hook. And instead of it being a continuous thing where like if you miss one stitch, it basically unravels the whole thing. Instead of that, it's like tying a bunch of little knots. So the only way it can, like, you can undo it is if you like pull, like you take your hook out and you pull the string instead of dropping a stitch. It's a lot more forgiving is what I'm saying. It's really forgiving in that sense. I can also find that it's like easier for me in the sense that like it's easier for me to do things other than a square. Like I don't quite understand how they do the fancy stuff with knitting. Like I'm sure if I put a little bit more effort into it I probably could, but like crocheting was definitely a lot easier. But that could just be because I already knew how to, like, the basics of knitting. So maybe that's why. I've got like an unknown bias in there. Let's see. She's got a little whoop. Oh yeah, a little whoop. And then she's got her whoop. And a little whoop. Because my comic is on like a reboot hiatus, I don't draw her as much as I used to. So it's a little hard. She used to be muscle memory to draw. Do I mirror? Which is funny. Crocheting you can do a lot of stuff with, clothing wise anyways. It's just you can't replicate it with machines from what I've heard. You can knit with machines, you can't crochet. But you can also do things like stuffed animals and things like that with knitting too. Oh no, I have a reference on the side on my phone. It's on TikTok. That's why I posted it on TikTok. I can draw without a reference though. I just can't draw Dormir anymore without a reference. I used to though. She used to be muscle memory, which is why I'm a little mad that she's not anymore. Because I have a comic. I can probably show you guys a glimpse. I'm going to finish this sketch first though. But I have a reference on the side, and I'm just drawing her scared, which isn't that hard for me because they're shook. That's a pretty basic expression for me. The exaggerated expressions are a lot easier to do than the non-exaggerated expressions from experience for my style anyways, because the subtleties are what makes it difficult. Okay. Now hands. I don't have a reference for the hand. I draw so many of them. They're not that difficult. They're just a little finicky. And I always draw them really big. That's part of the reason why I feel like a part of my style is the hands are so big. But like not because they're supposed to be, but more so because they just are. And they always feel too big. Even when I shrink them. I don't know, maybe that just adds to the charm. Yeah, I think it's because it's just easier to tell what they're expressing that way too. Because like when it's just a subtle one, it's like, you have to put more effort into like how they need to look so that they look the way you want them to look. Because like if she's just supposed to be a little bit surprised, like she just heard some juicy gossip that she's like, oh wow, that can look really similar to like a lot of other things. Okay. Now to correct some of that. Yeah. Okay. And then she's got nails. Okay. Hand's still pretty big, but not terrible. Ooh. Oh, maybe they're not that big and I'm just being weird. Okay, that's done to a point that I'm happy with, and I can pull up the comic I'm talking about. It's on Webtoon. Like I said though, it's on like a hiatus, so if you go read it, it's hold on, I can't read it real quick. Yeah, they feel large in comparison. What am I doing here? Okay. Odd. That works. Okay, I have Deep Woods. Here it is. Here is this puppy. Everything's shifted and I don't like it. Yeah, they can normally cover the face. It feels large. Hold on, let me look at it again. Okay, I shrunk it a little bit. This is better, but her face is actually very small, right? This is her face. If we were covering her whole head, then that would have been a good size, but we're just covering her face. Yeah, I have a comic series. I have a couple, but it's discontinued because I'm rebooting it, and it only goes up to the episode before the finale, but that's still a lot of episodes because it has from 0 to 21, but I've only got part 1 of 21, which is supposed to be the finale. What ended up happening were the episodes were getting so terribly long, so at first they were really, really short, and then I wanted them to be longer, and then they were too long for me to make. So I decided I'm going to split these up into like 3 parts, so they're super fast to do. And then all of a sudden, those 3 parts ended up being super, super long. So I was splitting those up into parts, and then it just got out of hand. So I'm planning them out better now. But we can take a peek at Dormir. She's the baby in this one. What is that about? That's Yaya. There she is. Look at her. She got a redesign recently. So, but yeah. This is old. But I could draw her basically from memory. I very rarely had a reference pulled up of her. I even have my own custom font I made just for this comic. So yeah, there she is. This is a very Dormir-centric episode. So that's a good example of her. But yeah. Should I try and color this baby? Maybe. I could probably get a reference with coloring from here. Yeah. Let's color it. I'm in a mood. I'm gonna open this so I can put an image in window. Where is a reference image? Is it subview? Yes, subview. And then we add an image, pictures, screenshots. Let's grab her. Okie dokie. I just don't want to show my files, so that's why this is up. Okay, we have the reference. I don't know what I just did, but I did it. No. It put them in the same group. Why does it do this to me? I want them separate. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Technically, these are the wrong colors for the redesign, but they're close enough. It's like redesigned Dormir with classic Dormir colors. Okay, cool. I was gonna end the stream really soon anyway, so have fun doing what you're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream now.